is Adam Conrod. I'm the owner, creator, and director of the film which you've just seen, The Revenge of the Jack-O-lantern. The reason why I did this film is because, I like doing horror movies, previews, shows like you just seen, promos, I guess you could say. And the reason why I did these promos was to see if this film will work. How many viewers can we draw into this film? Besides me doing the same old films that you've seen in the past on YouTube and other resources online to see my films. And it was to see how many people I can draw to my audience. So, when I did this film, I see every Halloween that goes by, you always see or hear stories on the news of kids up to mischief that are breaking Halloween pumpkins. And really, this story came from, this idea on this film came from another film that was on YouTube called Revenge Trees. It was a horror movie, Christmas film, where the Christmas trees got revenge out of the people who would cut the trees down and use it in their homes. And I said, well, why don't we do the same thing but a different angle? And I remember looking at my colleagues who are interested in this film, and they go, what do you mean, Adam? Halloween pumpkins. A lot of people like to smash Halloween pumpkins on Halloween night to cause public mischief. And I said, why don't we do a film on a person who breaks all kinds of Halloween pumpkins, but yet this Halloween pumpkin is possessed with an evil curse that comes back and gets his revenge on this person who broke him, killed him as a child. So I listened to the fans of horror movies, what they thought before I up and did this, before I did my preview film on this. They said, Ed, that sounds like a pretty good story, a good idea to do. So that's where I started doing this film, and a lot of people didn't know I was into the filmmaking business until I took them by surprise. So, when I started finding the locations where the film at, I said, well, let's start making things happen. This film was filmed in Porter's Lake, Nova Scotia, Canada, on the property I actually own in Porter's Lake, Nova Scotia. All this property which you've seen during this film is property that I actually own in Porter's Lake, Nova Scotia. And I'm actually going to hold a mask that we used. This is actually a second one what we had. This is another mask that we used where I put the pick through the head to kill the evil Jack-O-lantern that came out for revenge. Because in the story, with how I written it, the only way how to kill an evil Jack-O-lantern that comes back from the dead is through a pick through the head. A vampire, if you want to kill a vampire, a stake through the heart. So I said, why don't we make it like a vampire, but it's different. A Jack-O-lantern that comes back for revenge, and the only way you can kill him is if you put an object through his head, a pick, an axe. My original story on how to kill the Jack-O-lantern was an axe through the head. I said, why don't we make it more graphic? And the friends of mine will say, what do you mean, Adam? Why don't we use, the paint's still wet, a pick, far more graphic. Let's use a pick. It doesn't really, because what happened is when we put this down, the actor's not actually holding this mask on his head, because if you have an actor, you put the pick through his head, you're going to kill him. So what we did was we actually put this down on a post. This here's the actual costume what the actor was wearing for the Jack-O-lantern. He came back for revenge. We put this on a post, a costume here. Then I jumped up, took another take, and then I put the pick through the Jack-O-lantern's head. And I said, why don't we make this something like a vampire killing? You want to kill a vampire, we'll put a stake through the heart. That's how you kill a vampire. But a Jack-O-lantern that comes back in revenge, let's put a pick through his head. That's the way to kill him. We really broke one pumpkin. The other pumpkin that we see right here is the one that rolls back, symbolizing that the pumpkin that they broke came back. He's going to get his revenge on the people who destroyed him as a child. And I said, why don't we do this? Because in a way, it will spook kids when they do this stuff, when they break people's Jack-O-lanterns on Halloween night. So just before they're ready to break it, just before they're up to no good when they're leaving somebody's house after getting candy, why don't we put that in place so after when these kids see this film, they'll think twice about breaking people's pumpkins on their doorsteps because they'll know that there's a curse that could follow with that jack-o'-lantern when you break them. You could be, that punk when you break could be possessed with an evil curse and you don't realize it. I said, well, what if we do a story on that? So I did that. But really, this film came from another show called Tree Revenge, which was a Christmas show / horror film, which I don't like during Christmas. I don't like seeing horror films mixed in a Christmas film. I just don't like it, because I want to see Christmas, I want to see Christmas. On Halloween, I want to see Halloween, with no Christmas involved on a Halloween story. I don't like Halloween and Christmas mixed in one. I don't like that. So in this film, I killed Buddy. I cut his arm, he's a hand off. Here is his fake hand that I used. I actually had put a blood capsule of blood on it, and I used an axe and actually cut his hand off. But all it is a rubber piece of hand. You can see me moving it, barely, but it's moving. I only got it for like $2 at Walmart, and I used in total about 4 pumpkins. Like that mask that I just showed you. This here was actually the second mask which we had. This is the mask which I was wearing. I played my character, which is seen as a good guy, and I also played this guy right here, who came back with a revenge after when the guys killed him as a child. But my character survived because this guy here knows that my character as a good guy, wasn't along on the ride to cause him trouble, because my character tried to talk the guy that tried who killed him as a child, to talk him out of it, but he didn't want to listen like most people do on Halloween night. So that guy there came back and got his revenge and killed him. But anyways, this film is a promo to another film which we're going to do, where we're going to try to expand this film, make it more better, more entertaining for you, the audience, to look at. But anyways, this film was filmed in Portage, Nova Scotia, Canada, on the property which I own, and I hope I see you again in the near future.